Alright, so let's check this out. We're going to go over some barring ideas because I have some students, some of you guys that are working on, we're about to begin using your finger across the guitar. So the first thing that I would suggest is, or when people do this, they bar, they think you have to squeeze down really tight and super, super hard. And that's not the case when you're playing. You have to make sure, or when you look, even when you look at this, it looks like my hand or my finger is going straight across. When in reality, you can kind of see it already doing it, that it's kind of doing this arch, let's see right there, rather than, it looks like it's an arch, but when you're working on it, you have to make sure that your finger's not, it's not curled like this. You don't want it curled like that. So when we're working on this, I put my finger, and let's say I'll put it on the first string. Then I'll put it on the first two strings. I'm using the first fret. Then I go to the third string. And so the first thing is play a little closer to the fret wire because it's actually easier to hold the string down. And then I just keep extending it over. Now if you're getting any buzzing at this point, it's probably because your finger is not formed to the neck. So what I mean is you're forming it, but your finger is doing this arch. What I said, you got to be careful not to do this arch. Make sure that when you're doing it, almost exaggerate, and you want your finger to actually, instead of do this, you want it to do this. Because the problem happens, like first, second string you could do third string kind of, but when you go to this fourth or third, it can be hard because the finger's actually lifting in that particular spot. So what you need to do is you have to make your finger do, let's see, here's your finger. Right. There you go. So if your finger's straight, you actually want it to do this. See if I can do it right there. You want it to give in the middle, and you want to make sure that this middle part of your finger is actually coming in. So right here, this part, that you push this down while this comes up. Okay. So, and it looks weird. In order to do this, you have to think, okay, this part of my knuckle needs to come out. So if I'm pushing it down, like it's coming out towards this, on this side of the neck. If it's over here and you're trying to wrap it around and it's either in line or on this side of the neck, it's harder to do. So it's like you have to push a little bit, and this goes back to like paying attention to your body. Like I said, like when you're sitting down, make sure you're sitting up. If this is up here, you're aware of everything, that you notice where everything's at. But when you do this bar, make sure that you kind of put this knuckle on this side, not back here, right here, and that you really pull up, and you're gonna kind of do this like a dip in the middle. Now my wrist looks very uncomfortable, so I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. So just by doing that, pulling it back, my wrist doesn't look as uncomfortable, and really focus on pushing this, the middle part down, this coming up, and then your knuckle has to come out on this side. So, and also keep it close to the fret wire. Now you might want to try doing it towards over here if you want to, because again these fret wires are bigger, so come over here, try doing it. And the other thing is, when you're doing this, you can do it one at a time. Like if you place it all down, you focus on one string at a time. So you squeeze, and it's a tiny squeeze. It's not as hard as what we think it is. So you put it down, hit that string, let it ring. Second string, hit. So I'm focusing where I want that pressure or that point when I'm pushing down. Then I release it, and then I squeeze, and I think about putting the pressure and how this is actually pushing down that second string. So okay, let it go. And then the third string, I'm focusing that point, that part of my finger down. Going to the fifth string, pushing it, thinking about the point, how it's connecting, pushing down the string. And then same thing with the sixth string. Now, this is gonna get tired. This is gonna hurt the bar. You can strengthen it with, you can try strengthening it with these grips. Most people just like this. There's sometimes I'll even just do one finger and a thumb. But in all honesty, like, that helps the strength, I guess, or endurance. But again, you're gonna find out you don't have to press down. You don't have to squeeze down a lot. The other thing is pull back. Like, if you're used to doing a bar chord with your with these fingers and gripping down, guys that have been playing a while, try doing a bar chord without your thumb. So if I was doing a bar chord right here, like, it's harder without your thumb, and you have to learn to transfer the weight, this energy, into the neck. Okay, so again, transfer it. Make sure that you're dipping down the finger. It dips down. It's hard to do it. It's really hard to, there you go. Sort of, right there. So how the first part of my finger is coming out, but the middle part's coming down, but the end is kind of trying to come up. And you're gonna have to push that knuckle out a little bit. And it'll look like that for a little while. Take your time. This is gonna take a while. So I wanted to do this as part one into the bar chords. So just make sure, center, go down, these come out. Make sure you transfer the weight, the energy into the neck, and do it one string at a time. And as you do that, also put it all down and then focus on each particular string and the point in your finger that is actually pushing down when you're doing the full bar. I'm thinking about the first string, thinking about the second, thinking about the third, thinking about the four, thinking about the five, thinking about the six. And when you push out, make sure that your knuckle's out over here. Good luck with that.